So we are in Ressource, Dennery Valley, and today I'm going to show you some of the amenities that we have. So this road that you see in there where the camera is pointing, it actually leads to Dennery Riviera. This other one where the van just came from actually came from Oleon side, and the other road that joins it actually goes to Gardet. And this is the main Ressource road. It will take you to the main highway. Now there are certain things that I want to show you here. First thing I'm going to show you is the Gardet Health Center. And this Gardet Health Center was burnt. There was a fire in this place maybe around 5 years ago. And the building is still there in the same situation and nothing has been done. So I'm just going to actually show you what the health center, what the health center looks like or looked like. So what am I to assume now? It is either the government of this country does not have money to fix it, or it is not important, or maybe they want to change the location. So this is they call it the Ressource Health and Wellness Center. Ressource Health and Wellness Center. And as I told you, there was a fire some years ago, and nothing has happened over all these years. In my estimation, this thing happened probably around 5 years ago. So this is the health center, and this is one of Wasco's. Maybe it's a pump house or something. So this is Ressource. This is just at just before you actually start climbing the hill to Gardet. But some people consider here to be Gardet for some reason. But again, this road will take you to Gardet. And so we're going down now, back to where we were before, which is the place where you have all the junctions. And if you can see this car passing down there, this car is actually going in the direction of Dennery Riviera. Now, in the 90s, late 90s, we had a situation where we were producing a lot of bananas in the valley, and we brought a lot of revenue to this country. This valley, along with other communities in this country that are producing bananas, really help push St. Lucia out of real poverty to being a more prosperous country. It was banana who did that, the banana industry. Some of the banana industry money was used to construct roads without the authorization of the farmers. They call it the banana levy. They use it to construct roads that the whole of St. Lucia benefited from. But right now, agriculture is down a bit, and none of these entities that they want to replace they want to replace everything with is actually doing anything really substantial to support the agricultural areas, the rural areas. And so I want to congratulate places like some of the hotels who purchase some of our produce, and places like the supermarket Super J, people like Mr. Dunstan, who was able to organize things to purchase a lot from the farmers. But generally, these communities like the Valley did a lot to push this country forward in the banana era. But yet, when things was not ripe, there was not a reciprocation of the same thing. Again, if you look in the direction of this road takes you to Oleon, as we said before. Where this van is coming from Dennery Riviera area, and it is going towards the main highway. All right. So I'm going to show you some other things. The first thing that I showed you was the messed up health center, but I'm going to show you some of the other amenities that we have in the community. Showing. Yes. So this place is it's like the main center of Ressource. And there was a time it was the main center of the valley because of the presence of the credit union here years ago. But the credit union is no longer here, it is in Richmond. So Richmond has now shifted to really the center of the valley. Nonetheless, the Ressource area still maintains a strong presence as one of the main activity areas of the valley. So this shop here, this business here, is owned by Mr. Tom Chu, also known as Mr. Black from the valley. And today, Saturday, he's actually making some kind of a stew, some kind of a thing, I think with for his customers. So General Black, can you tell the people what you are preparing there today?
We have sauce already. We have sauces already available. Later we're gonna have pudding, we have bouillon, we have everything there today. It's a whole Saturday affair.
Okay, so every Saturday, remember, you can come and check Mr. Tom Chu in Ressource, and you can get your different meals, different products from the cow and from the pork and things like that. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Kako? You alright? So that is Mr. Tom Chu's place there. It's a place where people come and gather and talk about politics, because Mr. Chu loves his politics. So this is the school, the children's school, the Ressource Primary School, and the church, the Catholic Church, is also in the middle of this compound here. This here is another shop. So when school is active, some of the school children will come here and buy their snacks and their food. Now in this area here, you have different little businesses where women come and take care of their nails and do their hair and things like that. This building here is the building where the credit union used to be, but the Dennery North Rural District Council is now housed in that building. And there's also a place over there where there's a lady who sells stationery, pens, paper and books for children, and she teaches children there also. So this building there, that is sister. This is another business here where they sell food, and this is another one also where they sell food. So if you come to Ressource, feel free to come here and purchase from the lady over there. She looked like she doesn't want me to tell you people that she's selling food there, but that's free advertisement for her, but she doesn't want me to do it. But this is what she does here. She sells her food here and things like that. So again, this is the main compound. You have the primary school, Ressource Combined School here, and this is the Catholic church there and the presbytery area. All right. So again, this is another place, another business around here. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a place where they call it an emergency shelter. The people hold different festivities there sometimes, weddings and things like that. I'm trying to move away from the noise and the sound. Yeah, so in this orange building here, that is where the sports council keep their meetings and where they prepare for different sporting events. So this is like the main office for sports in the valley. And next to it you have like it is a kindergarten, school for children. Now this facility here is this is the sports stadium, the mini stadium that we have in the valley. But next to the stadium there is a court. It used to be a place where a long time ago people used to be playing basketball in this place here. But this is the mini stadium. This is the mini stadium. Okay. So this is one of the facilities that really to some extent make it look like something was happening in the valley. So as Alex Bosque would say, there you have it. This is the sports stadium. Yeah, I'm just trying to show you some of the amenities that we have in this valley. But because of the fact that we produce so many tons of bananas, we helped change the economy of St. Lucia from a situation where poverty was very rampant in this country to a situation where it was much better. We contributed significantly to that in the 90s. And for all this production that we made, I find that the governments are not spending enough money in the valley, in the Dennery Valley area. And when you look at it too, the politicians of the valley have not represented us well at all. The person who has done the best is one guy. Is one guy who came into politics and he really pushed himself and really dedicated himself to that work. He's the one who was able to actually push for some of the amenities that we enjoy right now. For the most part of the existence of this valley, politician has taken this place for a ride, and it is just one guy, one man, who came into this political thing and really try to make serious change, try to do something, try to effect change in this place. So we're still in this Ressource area, and I just want to show you another road that actually takes you straight to Oleon, Despin and Oleon. Now the main road that I showed you, the Oleon road that I showed you earlier, there was a point where after one of the last hurricanes, a few years ago. One of the main bridges was destroyed, and this road that I'm going to show you now, it was used heavily to facilitate the transportation and movement of people between from Olean to La Ressource and other places, Castries. And so this is the road here. So from this road you can easily access the stadium over here, and that is the road here. This one, that section takes you to Olean, and this section will take you to Castries. You understand? One last thing I'm going to show you here is one of our farms in the area. It is one of my partner's farm. So it is actually one of these demonstration farms. So this is just, I'm just going to show you this demonstration farm here. So as you can see, along the edges of the farm, along the periphery, he has passion fruit planted. So the man is actually using his mind, using his brain. So he actually generates income from the hedges that he has here. So this is the sign board on the farm. Okay. Region 3 demonstration plot. Region 3 is Dennery area. Region 3 demonstration plot. Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development. Technical Mission of the Republic of China, Taiwan and St. Lucia. And they have also International Cooperation and Development Fund. So this is the farm. He has a dragon fruit. This is the hedge of dragon fruit. And I tried this dragon fruit. It's exceedingly nice. And as you can see, he has this plastic mulch. So what happened is, with this mulch here, with this plastic thing here, it actually prevents the grass from growing and messing up his crop. Other than that, it would be difficult sometimes to control the weeds, because that's one of the biggest problems that you have, especially when you're producing vegetables, because of the vigor of the growth of the grass, it can really prevent the vegetables from performing well. It will outperform them in many cases. So the mulch that he has here is it's a very good use of technology in farming. And these technologies have been used in other countries for many years. But in St. Lucia, it is, for the most part, it is over the last 5 years I've been noticing more widespread use of this plastic mulch. So right now he has watermelons in this section. So I just wanted to show you, he has his drip irrigation. So the irrigation lines are running under the plastic mulch. So when you look at it, this is the direction in which we're supposed to be moving, because we need to be moving away from the use of too much weedicides, because the weedicide tend to somehow, although some of the companies may make you believe that it is denatured 100% when it hit the soil, but I believe that these things sometimes stay in the plants. Now, this is it here, and on the other side, I think this thing looked like it has cucumbers on the other side. So this is another farm here also. But I just wanted you to see what I wanted you to see. And so what I really would like to see in the country is, if possible, people need to get into more irrigation agriculture, where you use your sprinklers, your drip system, because sometimes you reduce on your harvest tremendously by not having water for irrigation. And some of these places that you have sometimes are even close enough to a river where you can actually harness the water to irrigate your crops. So we're in 2021, and we need to be moving from this 100% dependence on dry land farming. We need to get into irrigated lands. So people, I just gave you a shot of the Ressource area. Oh, let me give you, I'm going to show you from that other side here. I want to show you the road that goes to Lapwell. So as I told you before, the road that we're walking on right now, that road actually will take you to Olio. But I am going in the direction of the junction that will take you to the main road and take you to Castries and Viewfort and different places like that. Now for those of you who are familiar to the area, just be patient, because some of the people that are listening to these videos live in England, other places, and even if some of them may be from St. Lucia, some of them probably never came to this place here. So be patient. Those of you who know the place, be patient. So we have some acreages in banana production also in the valley, but as you can see, some of these things are not maintained because people have lost hope with this banana situation, and some people are simply allowing their work to go down the drain because it is just not profitable for them. So this road that is in front of us that we're moving towards there, that goes to the main highway. Main highway, if you go, when you reach that end of that road, you go right, you go up north to Castries side, you go left, you go down to Dennery, Viewfort, and these places. Now this car that you see in there, it came from in that same general area where I was talking about the school and all of the, and the church and those places. That's the area we just came from a while ago. That's where this car is coming from. Now this bus that is coming here, okay, it is going in the direction of the same place we came from, where the school is and the church, Catholic church and all of that. Now I'm at the main junction. This is a 4-road junction. There takes you back to where we were by the Catholic church. The left side here takes you to Lapwell. That's a new Lapwell road. Okay? And straight will take you to the main highway, and behind where I came from, it will take you to Olio. So again, hey boss. Alright. Yeah, so that's the Lapwell road. That thing was done around maybe 5 months ago, roughly. Around 5 months ago, that road was done. Now, to close off, I will show you a very important point, and to really prove to you how in 2021, in terms of agriculture technology, we are more backward than how the people used to do things in the 70s and the 80s. Now look at these areas here. These bananas go as far as the highway, okay? These bananas were under the control of the Dennery Farm Company, Dennery Farm Co. or something like that. Now, when I was a little boy growing up, even when I became around 15 years, around that age, this thing was controlled by, it was run by some white guys. Okay? Now, I remember when I was around 15 years at the most, when I was passing on this highway, I would get wet sometimes because they were like overhead sprinkler. And you had to time them because at a certain time they would send jets of water on the road, and you really had to time them for to get wet. And so all these bananas were under irrigation. All these things were being irrigated by overhead sprinklers. That's when the white guys were controlling. And you had different areas along the river that were dammed. You had dams and you had pump houses. So all these large expanses of land were getting water. They were getting irrigated. These things were happening as far as the 70s, going up even 80s. And I'm not sure how things were around. I will have to ask how far back these things were happening. But 80s, these things were happening. In the 80s, there was irrigation system here. Okay? 70s, these things were happening here. So what happened is, even right now, in 2021, if you go under these banana farms, there's none of them that have irrigation under them. There's none of them that has an irrigation system. And the problem we have in Europe is that one of the main problems we have in Europe is during the summertime, when they really want bananas, we cannot produce them. We cannot produce enough because our lands are not irrigated. Our production goes down. It slumps during the dry season. And because that is happening because the lands are not being irrigated. And when the white guys were controlling here, as far as the 70s, there was irrigation taking place there. So that shows you something. That shows you something that, or it begs to think or to ask the question, is it that a lot of people can just talk and they can't manage? The white people, when they were running that thing, everywhere had water, everywhere had irrigation, and the things were better. Now we have a system, even when we black people take over and doing our own thing, even when we claim that we are educated, we go to university and all of that, we still not running things properly. We still not running things properly. You can get a white guy that is not educated and he's going to run things better in the farming system. And you get in the black man with all his degrees, and at the same time things get worse under them. Because it seems to me that a lot of times some of these guys, their main thing, it is not to develop their own people. The main thing from what I have observed, a lot of black people, especially in my part of the world, when they get educated, their whole mind is on money and on getting rich. They do not think of how they can empower their people and get their people better. They think for the most part of how they can exploit their people. They're supposed to be at the top with all the money, all the wealth, and everybody under them supposed to be hungry and starving and begging them for bread. Let me tell you something. When Chinese people, Japanese and those guys go and study, they study engineering or whatever, the engineering, when they come back to their communities, if their parents or their family members or the people in the community producing rice, and they find that they're doing it in a hard way, they find that they working too hard and the things can be mechanized, they design equipment, they design machinery that will make it easier for their people. A lot of times, that one of the differences between Chinese and those other people, as compared to black people that are educated, from what I have seen, is that the Chinese and those people will go to school and they'll come back to make their people better, to help their people, to develop them. Most of these people that I know in this country, I'm not saying all, most of them, when they get educated, their only concern is themselves. They want a big job, and to hell with everybody else. They do not think of how to help their people. The only set of people, I will not say the only, but some of the people who are really out to help other people are the teachers. A lot of teachers. are dedicated to their students and to helping their people get better. But a lot of other professionals in this country, they really do not care about nothing and no one else but themselves. They want to get all the money in the world, and everybody's supposed to be serving them. And I've seen a lot of that in the agriculture sector, especially in the banana industry. There were a lot of greedy fellas who were there for themselves. But there were a lot of extension officers too who were very serious about pushing agriculture. The old extension officers, the retired ones, were really serious and dedicated. A lot of these guys now, they don't care about nothing and nobody but themselves. Copy! What's up, man? Yeah, so this is the situation. This is how it is. So I'm going to come to the ending of this video. I hope that this was of some kind of benefit to you. Keep the fire burning.